Okay, hello. So we'll just see oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. Okay. Now this is one of the very important concepts. So we know that hemoglobin is made up of two alpha chains and two beta chains. Okay, so let us assume this is the hemoglobin molecule. Okay. Now, this hemoglobin molecule can bind to four oxygen molecules. Okay, one hemoglobin can bind to four oxygen molecules like this. So, this is one basic thing that we should understand. Okay, that if all the four sites of the hemoglobin, if they're bound with oxygen, okay, then it is called as a fully saturated hemoglobin molecule. It is called as fully saturated hemoglobin molecule. Okay, now if out of these four, let us take only three are bound with oxygen. Okay, let us take only three are bound with oxygen and one is empty. Okay, one site is not bound with oxygen. Now this condition we call it as what? Partially saturated or 75% saturated. So similarly, if only two are bound and other two hemoglobin sites for binding of oxygen are free, okay, so then you call it partially saturated or 50% saturation. Okay, now let us come to this curve. What is this curve telling us? Okay, this oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. What is this curve telling us? Let us understand this curve first. Now, on the y-axis, what is taken? Percentage saturation of hemoglobin is taken as y-axis. See, sometimes the questions can be as simple as this. They're going to just give this graph and they're going to mark what is on the y-axis and percentage. The options will be given percentage saturation of hemoglobin, etc., etc. So the answer is going to be percentage saturation of hemoglobin. On the x-axis, what do we have? On the x-axis, we are having partial pressure of oxygen in millimeters mercury. Okay, now what is partial pressure of oxygen? Partial pressure of oxygen is out of the total gases that are present, what is the pressure exerted by oxygen alone. Okay, that is called as the partial pressure of oxygen. Now if we see the curve is a sigmoid curve. Okay, now at partial pressure 100 of means a partial pressure of oxygen, if it is 100 means more partial pressure of oxygen. If the partial pressure of oxygen is more, then all the sites of the hemoglobin are completely saturated or completely filled with oxygen. So it is fully saturated. It is fully saturated with hemoglobin. It means who? Hemoglobin is fully saturated with oxygen. Okay, hemoglobin is fully saturated with oxygen. So at the highest partial pressure, that is at the partial pressure of 100 millimeters mercury, okay, you see the curve here, it is fully saturated, that is 100% saturated, means the hemoglobin molecule is 100% saturated at a partial pressure of 100. Now at the tissues, okay, let us come to tissues. Okay, so at the tissues, what is going to happen? At the tissues, the partial pressure of oxygen is going to be less. The partial pressure of oxygen is going to be less at the tissues. Now why is the partial pressure of oxygen less in the tissues? Because tissues do respiration, correct? Because tissues do respiration. Okay, so they use up oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Okay, so at the tissue level, the partial pressure of oxygen almost falls down to 40 millimeters mercury. Okay, the partial pressure almost falls down to how much? 40 millimeters of mercury. Now at this 40 millimeters of mercury, see what is the partial pressure of, so what is the percentage saturation? At this 40 millimeters of mercury, the percentage saturation is somewhere around 75%. Okay, so it means that remember one important point. Okay, out of the four oxygen molecules that are bound by the hemoglobin, only one oxygen molecule, that is only 25% of the total number of oxygen molecules, are given to the tissues. are given to the tissues. Okay, 75% of the oxygen molecules, that is 3 oxygen molecules, are still there with the hemoglobin itself. Okay, so even at low partial pressures like 40 millimeters mercury, the saturation of hemoglobin is still 75% saturated. Okay, so hemoglobin is 75% saturated even at the partial pressure of 40 millimeters per mercury. Okay, or 40 millimeters of mercury. Now if a person is exercising, let us take the person is running, or the individual is playing some sport. Okay, the individual under consideration is playing some sports. Okay, when the individual is playing some sport, the muscles of the individuals do some work, correct? Now when the muscle of the individual is doing work, okay, the oxygen demand of the muscle is going to be more, or it is going to be the same as in the resting condition. This we are talking in the resting condition. Okay, obviously the oxygen demand is going to be more. Okay, so cells use up more amount of oxygen. So oxygen demand is more, so cells are going to use up more amount of oxygen. When the cells are using up more amount of oxygen, okay, the partial pressure in the cells drop down to, let us take maybe 20 millimeters of mercury. Okay, let us take, it is dropping down to 20 millimeters of mercury. What is dropping down to 20 millimeters of mercury? The partial pressure of oxygen in an actively exercising skeletal muscle cell. It is dropping to, let us take 20 millimeters of mercury. When it is dropping to 20 millimeters of mercury, if you see the percentage saturation of hemoglobin, immediately to fulfill the need of this exercising muscle, for this small variation in the partial pressure, okay, see the variation in the partial pressure, for this variation in the partial pressure, okay, percentage saturation did not change much. It was still 75% saturation only. Means only 25% of oxygen is given away. But for this small change, 40 to 20 is very small change. For this small change in partial pressure, almost how much? Almost 75% of oxygen is given. Okay, and only how much is left out? Only 25% of oxygen is left out with the hemoglobin, and 75% of oxygen is given to the actively exercising muscle, or actively respiring actively respiring muscle. So 25% is left out. Okay, so this is the oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. So what is this curve telling? This curve is telling that when partial pressure of oxygen is high, okay, the hemoglobin is completely saturated with oxygen. When the partial pressure at the tissues, when the partial pressure and in the tissue when partial pressure of oxygen is low, okay, then what is going to happen is the hemoglobin molecule is going to give away one, that is out of the 4 oxygen molecules it is bound to, it is giving away 1 oxygen molecule. Okay, so because it is giving away 1 oxygen molecule, 25%, means out of 4, 1 is 25%. So 25% of oxygen molecule is given to the tissues. 75% saturation is still there even at the partial pressure of 40 millimeters of mercury. Okay, partial pressure of oxygen 40 millimeters of mercury. But when the individual is playing some sport or some exercise is going on, the cells use more amount of oxygen, and the partial pressure of oxygen the cell is going to drop down even more. And because of this drop down, because of the small variation, enormous amount, that is almost 75% of the oxygen is given to the cell, and only 25% of oxygen is left out with the what? With the hemoglobin molecule. Okay, so now we have to study 2 more things here. First thing is right shift of this curve. Okay, when does this curve shift towards right shift of this curve? Okay, right shift of this curve. And the second thing we have to study is the left shift of this curve. In what conditions the curve is going to shift towards the right, in what conditions the curve is going to shift towards the left. Okay, so I'll make a separate video on that. Have a good day.